everyone, welcome back and welcome to today's tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to learn crochet basic stitches. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel and also turn on the notification bell so that anytime we upload a tutorial you're going to get a notification. So all we need for our project is yarn, a crochet hook and a pair of scissors. Yes, so this is hook size 3.0 millimeter, and let's get started. So there are different crochet stitches, and these are some of the basic stitches that you need to master because you will use them in almost every project that you make. So the first one is a chain stitch. So a chain stitch, you start by making a slip knot. Now this is how I make my slip knot. And in that knot, that loop that you've just made, or that slip knot, insert your hook there and then yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So you're going to yarn over and pull through to make chain stitches. So that is it for chain stitches, just yarning over like that and pulling through the loop. So this is the first basic stitch that you supposed to master, making chain stitches, and you make sure that your chains are not so tight or too loose for your project. Okay, so you maintain your tension throughout your project. So once you have your chains ready for whatever project you're going to make, you're going to move to the next stitch. The second stitch is called single crochet. So that is the second basic stitch that you need to know. Once you have your chain stitches, the next stitch you're going to learn is single crochet. So I'm going to use this chain stitch because basically for you to make single crochet you must have a chain stitch. Okay, whichever number of stitches, chain stitches you make. And now to make single crochet, you skip the first chain that is close to your hook, not this loop but the first one. So this is the first chain, you skip it and go into the second chain, insert your hook in that chain, yarn over and pull through, and you'll have two loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. So that is a single crochet. Go into the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You'll have two loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. Into the next, insert your hook, grab yarn, pull through. You have two loops on your hook, grab yarn and pull through both loops. So to make a single crochet, you simply insert your hook in that next chain, then yarn over, you pull through. When you have two loops on your hook, you yarn over and pull through both loops. So I'm going to make single crochet all the way to the end and I'll show you the next step. So I've come to the end of my first row of single crochet, and to begin a new row you chain one. This chain one acts as a turning chain. So you chain 1 and turn to start a new row. Okay, so we are going to insert our hook in this very first stitch. The last stitch that we made on this first row becomes our first stitch when you are starting a new row. So we insert our hook in both loops. There are 2 loops here on top, as you can see. We have the back loop and the front loop. So we're going to insert our hook there, then yarn over and pull through to make a single crochet into the next, yarn over, pull through, make a single crochet into the next. So to make single crochet is that simple. You just insert your hook, grab yarn, you pull through. When you have 2 loops on your hook, you grab yarn and pull through both loops. Okay, so we continue like that to the end of the row, and you can make as many rows as possible depending on what project you're making. So we complete the 4th row, then chain 1, fasten and cut your yarn. So we're done with single crochet. Okay, and now we go to the next stitch. Our 3rd stitch is half double crochet. So for half double crochet, we first start with chain stitches. So make a slip knot, then chain any number of chains that you want to practice with. So we've already learned how to make chains. So these are 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we have 11 chains, and we are going to make half double crochet. So the difference between a half double crochet and a single crochet is that you start by yarning over. So you already have 2 loops on your hook. Then skip this first stitch, go into the 2nd stitch, insert your hook there, yarn over and pull through. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Grab yarn and pull through all the 3 loops. So that is a half double crochet. That is what makes it different from a single crochet. A single crochet, you only have 2 loops that you yarn over and pull through both, but this one you pull through 3 loops. To the next chain, yarn over, then insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. Go into the next and make a half double crochet. Go into the next, you first yarn over, then insert your hook there, yarn over and pull through. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops, yarn over, go into the next chain like that to the end. Okay, so I will meet you at the end to show you the next step. So we've come to the end of our first row of half double crochet. Now we're going to start the next row, and to start a new row you chain 1 as you're turning chain, then turn to start a new row, yarn over. So the same way we started row 2 of single crochet is what you're going to do here. We have 2 loops here, so we're going to yarn over and then insert your hook in the very first stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops, yarn over, go into the next stitch like that, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. The next one, Once you have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all. So that is how you make half double crochet. And just like that to the end of this row. I'm going to meet you in my 4th row to show you the next step. So you can also make as many rows as possible so that you can master this stitch, because you will use it in so many projects. Actually, in my tutorials you'll find half double crochet and single crochet mostly used in each and every project that I've made. So we've come to the end of row 2. We chain 1 to start a new row. You turn, then yarn over and continue like that to the end. So I've made 5 rows instead of 4. I made 5 rows of half double crochet, and this is what I have. Now we chain 1 to fasten off and cut this yarn so that you can go to the next stitch. Okay, so we have single crochet and this is half double crochet. Can you see the difference? So our 4th stitch is double crochet, and we start by making chain stitches. So make a slip knot, insert your hook there and chain enough chains, make enough chains to practice with. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. So I have 13 chains for me, and to make double crochet you're going to skip the first 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th you're going to insert our hook. So you first yarn over the same way we do with half double crochet, then go into the 4th stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and you'll have 2 loops remaining, yarn over and pull through both loops. So unlike the half double crochet, this you first pull through 2 loops and then you yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. That is how you make a double crochet. Yarn over, go into the next chain, insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through these 2 loops, then you'll have 2 loops remaining, yarn over and pull through both loops. Next, yarn over, go into the next chain and repeat the process to the end. So we've come to the end of our first row of double crochets, and there are different ways you can start a new row. So you can chain 3 as you're turning chains like this, and this chain 3 count as the first double crochet. Okay, so that means you're not going to work in the very first stitch, because that is where the chain 3 are attached to. So once you have the 3 chains, yarn over, skip this first stitch and go into the second stitch to make a double crochet. Yarn over, go into the next, make a double crochet. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, make a double crochet, and we've said that double crochets, you yarn over, insert your hook, grab yarn, pull through. When you have 3 loops on your hook, you first yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, then yarn over again and pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, that is how we make a double crochet, and work like that to the end. And I'm going to show the next step on how to start a new row for double crochets, the ones that I use, the way I start new rows of double crochet. So remember that we skipped 3 chains when we were starting our first row, so we are going to insert our hook in the 3rd chain. So this 1, 2 and 3, so the 3rd chain is where you insert your hook and make a double crochet. So we say that the first 3 chains act as the first double crochet, so you have to work there so that you have a same number of stitches in each and every row. So if you don't want to have this space here, this is what I do. Chain 1, and when you are starting a new row for double crochet, because you don't have to see this space here, so instead of chaining 3 to turn your work, chain 1, then turn, yarn over, and in the very first stitch, insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through. So you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. So you make your double crochet in the first stitch, and then continue making double crochets in each and every stitch to the end. So that is if you don't want to see this space here, you just chain 1 and work a double crochet in the first stitch. But if you chain 3 to start a new row, it means that the 3 chains will count as your first double crochet, and that means you're going to skip the next you're going to skip the first stitch and going to the next to make a double crochet. So we're going to make double crochet to the end. I will meet you at the end of my 5th row to show you the next step. Okay, before we complete this, the 3rd row, the last stitch here is the chain 3 stitch. So we make our last double crochet in the 3rd stitch. So you insert your hook in the 3rd stitch and make a double crochet, then chain 1, turn your work. So this is my last row, which is row 5. So to make the last stitch, remember we are chaining 1 and making double crochet in the first stitch. So we have to make sure that we've worked in that very first stitch, making our last double crochet. Then you chain 1, tighten and cut your yarn. Yes, so that's it for today's tutorial, learning the basic stitches for absolute beginners. So this is the chain stitch, then we have the single crochet stitch, we have half double crochet stitch, and then we have the double crochet stitch. So you can see that they all look different. Okay, and also the texture is different. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial up to this point. If you did, please give it a thumbs up share, and also leave a comment in the comment section. In our next tutorial, we'll make more crochet stitches, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.